For South Korea and Japan, it was all about reassurance. U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis stood hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder with these two nations. In Japan, Mattis said the U.S. will support Japan's control of the disputed Diaoyu Islands under a defense treaty, in spite of China's territorial sovereignty over the islands.
The United States will continue to recognize Japanese administration of the islands, and as such, Article 5 of the U.S.-Japan Security Treaty applies.
On Friday, China's Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang said China is urging the U.S. to take a responsible attitude, stop making false remarks, and avoid making the issue more complicated and bring instability to the regional situation. On Thursday, Mattis said the Trump administration will help defend its ally South Korea from DPRK's missile threats. This will include deploying a terminal high-altitude area defense system, or THAAD, in South Korea.
I will talk to them about that, absolutely. It's a defensive system. There's only one reason that we even have this under discussion right now, and that is North Korea's activities. There's no other nation that needs to be concerned about that other than North Korea if they're engaged in something that's offensive.
But Beijing worries the THAAD system might be used by the U.S. to spy on China.
We believe this action would damage the strategic security interests of countries in the region, including China, and also harm the strategic balance of the region. We don't believe this measure will help resolve the Korean Peninsula nuclear issue or maintain peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula.
All of this is causing some to wonder whether the Trump administration is following President Obama's so-called pivot to Asia, and perhaps even upgrading it. Earlier, we spoke to Song-Young Lee, Korean Studies professor at Tufts University.
I think now Mr. Trump is sending a message to Japan and South Korea, reassuring those allies, also sending a stern message to China that we're going to be firm. And this is not separate from the message coming out of the White House vis-a-vis Iran. Iran and North Korea have a long history of cooperation on missile development. So the Trump administration is striking a hardline pose at the moment.
As the Trump administration's foreign policy in the Asia-Pacific region is emerging, its implications on China will become clearer. Feng for CGTN in Beijing.